get a house.
You get a car.
Man, you get a house.
Hope I don't offend nobody with this.
You get a car.
You get a house.
But see, God is not an
Good
infomercial,
afternoon,
man.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host. My name is. Today on the program Sadza in Theology, we want to tackle the hot button topic of prosperity gospel. So I'll give you a definition of prosperity gospel, and I have some of my friends here. Oh, this one too. Some of my friends here are going to weigh in on the prosperity gospel. This is the definition for the prosperity gospel. It is teachings that tell believers that by putting faith and trust in Jesus Christ, they are guaranteed physical health, material wealth, and happiness in their lives. So, is that true from the Bible, Mr. Kuda?
Jesus is not a genie.
Very well said.
Jesus is not a genie. Chef?
He said, Jesus said, when he was speaking to his disciples before he left them, that in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I've overcome the world. So we should expect troubles, financially troubles, materially troubles, physically troubles, in many areas of our lives. But we should take heart because he has overcome the world. It does not entitle us to being rich and, living comfortable lives.
Karina?
Yes. Jesus, what Chef Pastic was saying, Jesus did not come for us to live life like the world. We are in the world, but we are not of it. And if we're supposed to be set apart, we are not to, our lives should model that of Jesus Christ. And Jesus did not drive a Lamborghini. He did not live in a mansion. He had no place to lay his head. And so our lives are to be that of, it's a privilege to suffer. It's a privilege to have a life that models Christ. So the prosperity gospel is one that teaches a false belief that if you have Jesus, then all your problems will be solved, and that is not what Jesus taught.
Now we'll see.
Just to reiterate what Shepherd had said, that we all will face trials and tribulations in this world, and our trust and faith and hope should not be in material things, because that's not the focus or the goal or the purpose. We should be focused on Christ alone and be able to have complete hope and faith in that He will provide all that we need, but we will also face trials and tribulations, and that He will be there to help us through those situations.
Yes. Last question. So, if the prosperity gospel is true, meaning that at some point we can be physically healthy, materially wealthy, or happy, I want to know if these guys have met someone like that, someone who's physically healthy completely, someone who is materially wealthy, who has whatever they want, and someone who's happy. Have you met people to whom the prosperity gospel has worked for?
Well, I have seen that in life, the more wealth you acquire, the more material you build around yourself. The more you strain yourself, the more you strain your relationships, because you spend more time chasing after those materials and trying to secure them than you will ever actually spend time trying to nurture your real relationships. So you will realize that through Jesus, God requires a relationship with the person. But now when you have all those things around you, you begin to focus on those things, and naturally you become stressed and strained, and everything else around you will die and suffer.
I have not met anyone who this thing has worked for. I've seen people that have exploited by preaching the prosperity gospel, benefiting from the other people, but I have never seen anyone who will stand up and say, actually, this is true.
Paul said in Philippians that whether in want or in need, that in any circumstance that Christ is all that matters. And I have seen many people say that if you're not healthy or if you don't have enough money, then it's because of your faith. And I don't think that is, I know that's not completely true, because the Lord allows certain people to be born in certain ways and is all for His glory regardless of what happens. And I fully believe that if you tell someone that your faith is lacking because you're still sick, then that gives them a false perspective of the Lord.
Yeah.
I have not met anyone who is completely healthy, happy. I think as long as if we're chasing something that will benefit ourselves, there's no way we can be completely satisfied. And people actually say like there's no one can actually reach a state of self-actualization, if that's the right word. And just dependency on material things, those things will disappear. But the fact that you have faith in Christ, that's going to be eternal. You'll have life and life in abundance. But yeah, I have not.
All right. So all we're saying is money will not satisfy you. The greatest testimony we have in the world is whether we have much, we can still show people that Christ is better than our possessions. Whether we have little, we can still show that Christ is better than the possessions that we don't have. Grace and peace.